Hey, what's up, fish family? Thank you for clicking on this video. Today I'm doing a tank reveal. We're actually going to reveal my wife's new tank setup, and also if you stay longer for the rest of the video, we're also going to do an update on the Red Sea 170. Thank you guys again for clicking, and let's begin with these updates. Alright guys, for those that have been following me through my YouTube journey, you guys would know that I had a 30 long integrated marine tank. I think since my channel was actually called the Aquariums of Peninsula, then transferring to Twins Reef, I've kept this 30 gallon long integrated marine tank. At one point I decided to upgrade, then I actually regretted the upgrade. I didn't like it. But I had two tanks, one freshwater, one saltwater, of course. I sold my freshwater tank. This tank was in the closet for months. My wife decided to go to this hobby, come back to the hobby, I guess. This time she said she was gonna be more dedicated and focused on the reef. And man, by the look of it, I could really tell she has improved in so many ways. So I am proud and jealous, but hey, so one time she asked me that she wanted to upgrade. So she said, "You still have the 30 long?" I said, "Of course." She said, "Could I keep it?" I said, "Of course. But with one condition. If myself, I could do myself an upgrade and get my dream tank." And that's what I did. So most of the things here that you will see in this tank, there are from the previous build that I actually had with this 30 gallon long. So let's just jump in and tell you guys what's new and what's old of this system. Some may say, or some may think, that she's doing successful because some of the things she has here used to be mine. But to be honest, I'll give her all the credit because my tank was never as beautiful as this, and her corals are doing well. Anyhow, so let's jump in. As you guys can see, it is a 30 long integrated marine tank. She is now using for the first time AI primes. The two of them, I'm not using any of them, so she said, "Could I use your AI primes?" I said, "Of course, go for it," and that's what she's doing. And she's also using the Ghost skimmer, as you guys can see back there. She's using the filter socks for the back, and she is using Matrix ceramic rings with the Chemi Pure Blue. Now, actually this week, she actually wanted to do a temperature control, seeing what happened to my reef tank. For those that are new and just clicked on this video, I have a Red Sea, set it up within a week. I used all the used equipment that was there. It overheated my tank, killed $500 worth of corals, and I learned the hard way. Now I got a temperature control. She now has a temperature control, so she won't go through what I went through. And to be honest, she has nice livestock, and I don't want her to go what I went through. So let's see. This is actually a Bayes, I think, temperature control. I cannot pronounce the name correctly, but we got this idea from Eat Sleep Reef YouTube channel, and the settings just there are a little bit different than his. But this is a great temperature control that allows you to keep cooling and heating. You put the temperatures, and yeah, it works that way. More information on his video, just type temperature control Eat Sleep Reef, and you'll be able to find information on this temperature control system. And of course we use a fan. People go with chillers, but for smaller fans, I think smaller tanks, fans should do the work. And this is what we're using. I told her I'm not gonna do everything for her, so I told her find a way that you could actually mount this that you could actually mount this fan. So let's see what she does. If she doesn't do that, I'll keep you guys updated so we can see what she does. Yeah, so we'll see where she puts it. As I don't know where, but she'll probably figure it out. I gave her one idea that she probably could put it on this side somehow and just, you know, face it downwards and, you know, keep the tank cool. But for now, she says she doesn't mind, and we could keep it here. So that's it for equipment, guys. Now let's jump in to the livestock, to the rocks, to the fish. I'll tell you guys what was mine and what is hers, what's new, what's old, and why she upgraded. Or you know what? You know what? Let's have her explain this part of the video herself, because she is here. And to be honest, I even told her, man, you could keep a reef tank better than me, and you could actually make videos better than me. So I'll have her give you guys an update of her tank.
Okay guys, so I wasn't planning on making this video, but my husband asked me to do it. So let me just break it down for you guys. If you guys don't follow me, I am Twins Reef's wife. My YouTube channel is Be Always Salty. I do have an Instagram. It is also Be Always Salty. So if you guys want to, go ahead and follow me there. I usually post more on Instagram, like more pictures on the tanks, a little updates on what's going on with it. So let's get started on this tank. So as my husband had mentioned before, this used to be his tank, but then he upgraded and he got new rocks and everything. So I got left with whatever he didn't want. So basically these are the same rocks that he used to have when he had the 30-gallon setup for him. And let's start off with the Zoas. So the Zoas, these are all the Zoas that he used to have set up. I mean, they are growing. These were just little frags, so now everything is growing. Have more Zoas right there. And I'm sorry, but a lot of these Zoas I don't really know. I just know that these ones are Rastas and the other ones are the blue-eye hornets. And the yellow ones are the scrambled eggs. And of course I know the ones in the back, they're pink zippers because I love pink. Another coral that he had was this toadstool, as well as this hairy mushroom, which this hairy mushroom has like given us so many mushrooms, and I'll give you guys a little bit more update on that right now. A couple other Zoa frags that are here, those are also frags that were in his tank before, that he had frags from like larger discs, as well as this big, if my camera focus, this big delicious red mushroom that is just like perfect. He's been doing so good in the tank. He's been doing good since we got him. He has always giving us like babies and stuff, so he's good. And right here would be this piece of GSP. I don't know if you guys remember from his old tank, but from his old setup, he also used to have like a giant piece right here where it was like a huge rock of GSP, but unfortunately he didn't like it and he ended up selling and only kept that one little frag of it. But I love GSPs. I don't know why, but there's just something about GSPs that like catches my attention. Maybe it's the color, maybe it's the way that they move, but I just like it, so I don't mind it. And I wanted, what I did wanted to do with it was like put it on the glass, but I'm not so sure about that. I'm just gonna see how it goes right now and see if it gets onto that rock, and if it grows, then it grows. But I'll probably have to kind of like isolate the rock because I don't want it to go to the other one. And another coral, I don't know if you guys remember, and I don't know if he actually did have this coral, but it would be this elegance, beautiful elegance coral. There's a little mouth right there. It has when we got it, it had like 1 or 2 mouths, but now it has 3. So those are like the main corals that were in his tank and the previous setup that he had. And as for the new ones, I'm just going to start off from the right side. So everything else that I'm going to mention from now on are things that that he has gotten for me, or things that we have traded to get into this tank. So we're gonna start off like I said, I'm not sure if he did or did not have this elegance, but I love this elegance. Just like the coloring of the elegance, the way that it has grown so much is just, I love this spot. Like I noticed that it doesn't like a lot of flow, so it's down in a place where it gets flow but not as much. Another thing would be these hammers. These two hammers, he actually bought them from a local hobbyist, which he bought them for himself, but he actually ended up fragging ahead of each and giving it to me. And they're just doing great. They're loving the tank. They're loving the setup on where they are. I mean, I think it's time for me to feed them, but just look at how fat and juicy they're looking. And then if we go a little bit more down right here, I have a frog spawn, which is also another of his corals that he got, but he ended up fragging ahead for me, and the way that he fragged it kind of came out kind of iffy. Wasn't sure if it was going to survive or not, but it's so beautiful. It's getting so big. I feel like, since I don't really mess with my tank like that, everything in here is thriving. Yeah, and I just love how fat and juicy it looks. Okay, and we go right here down, we have the Deadpool mushroom. So this, I remember he used to have a Deadpool in his tank, and the Deadpool actually split, which gave us this guy, the bigger guy, and then he ended up fragging it because he wanted it in his tank. So then he just left me with that one. And then I realized that inside the rock was actually the smaller one, which has now grown a lot. And I don't really mess with with them. I just let them be right there. If they like it, they like it. If not, they can move on their own. I mean, from the tank, my other tank setup that I had, it was good. So now you can see that they're both doing good, and they get a little bit of a wave movement, a little bit of water movement, but you know, everything's growing good. Another thing that I did forget to mention was that the sand in this tank is new. That's why you guys can see the diatoms in the tank. Because my other tank, I had black sand, supposedly black sand, but it would look more like gravel. So once I upgraded, I decided to put in sand, the actual sand. So that's why you guys see that. So let's go back to the coral. So I have this little Aiken coral right here. If it there we go. Okay, so we have that little Aiken. It has 2 heads, and it looks like it's probably growing another head. That one's new, as well as this trumpet / candy cane coral, which there is another one right there, the yellow one, and then there's that one. So I didn't even know that there was different kind of candy cane corals until I seen those, and my husband actually got those for me as well. Now we go to the big bad boy right here, you guys. So this is a rose bubble tip anemone that my husband had gotten. He had actually gotten 2 of them, a bigger one and a smaller one. But in the whole process of him moving the anemone, and you know, when they were in the container, they both shrunk. And at the time, he didn't even realize which one was which. And he was going to give me the small one, but fool him once, the anemone. So I ended up having the big one, and he actually ended up taking the smaller one on accident. But it's doing great. It's super big. And the funny thing is that as soon as he helped me put this anemone in the tank, my my gold lightning maroon clownfish swam straight to it. He was so happy to see it, and now this is all he does. He doesn't even come out at all. He's just always in there chilling, having fun. Only comes out when they feed it, but just look at him. He's a beast. And if I'm gonna go a little bit zoom. Nope, doesn't want to zoom. Okay, I'm gonna just stay like right here. So right here, if you guys could probably see right there, there is a rock of flower anemone. That one is orange with green on the inside, but I tried to move it, but it's just like, you know, like since its foot it's actually inside a hole of the rock, I can't do anything to take it out. The RBTA has been stinging it, or I don't know if it stings it or not, but it hasn't moved from right there. So I'm sorry to say, but I'm just gonna let it be there because it's just so hard to take it out. But right here on the top of it, it's another rock flower anemone, which is pink, and the inside is supposed to be blue, but it looks like it's getting lighter. And if you guys see the little goby right there, I call him my nosy neighbor goby because he only pops his head out to see what's going. Look, you see? So he's right there. That's new corals. And we go down here. I love mushrooms, even though I don't have as many mushrooms. So this little guy right here is a Superman mushroom that my husband ended up getting for me as well when he did a trade-in for corals. Let me try to zoom in. It's not really going to grab it right there. And then next to it, I have this little Duncan. This little Duncan, it was so hard to keep at first. I had it in my 24-gallon aqua top. I don't even know why, but once I put it in there, he wouldn't even open up. It wouldn't even, like, it was doing really bad. So I ended up just putting it in a frag tank, and I had just put it back in like a day or two ago. So it's loving this flow. It's loving this tank. I'm actually really glad because I wanted to put him in the tank for so long, but I think the other tank was also like super crowded to the point where, you know, I couldn't really keep as much corals as I do now. Another new coral addition would be this Gonipora. It was like a bigger frag, but my husband also ended up fragging it, so he had a piece and I have a piece. Sorry guys, the video had cut off, but okay, so the last piece and last final coral that's new to this tank would be this would be this humongous torch that my husband actually got a great deal on it, and we were actually scared to get this torch because it's from a local pet store who doesn't really keep up with their tanks and stuff. So we just needed to make sure to dip it and make sure that there were any critters in there that I didn't want in my tank. But from what you guys can see, everything in this tank now is mine, even if it was his before. You guys can see the difference from when he had it to now that I have it. And that is it for the livestock. Oh, I do have his tank, which it is just in here for right now because I did have an algae problem, and he's been helping me with that, as well as there is a 6-line wrasse for you guys seen from the video swimming around, and the last would be a Mandarin goby. So that's it for the livestock, you guys. If you guys want to go ahead and follow me on Instagram for daily pictures of my tank, zoom in, zooms out, just, you know, I don't really be on my YouTube like that, but I should be doing an update on my YouTube as well. So I'll give you guys back to my husband. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm out of here.
Alright guys, so as promised, I'm going to do a quick update on the Red CE Max 170. Unfortunately, I only have 2 minutes of video left, so I'm going to try to fit everything into 2 minutes, and if not, I'll do a separate update on this tank. Okay, so I've done a so-called official update on this aquarium, but to be honest, when I made that video, that's when I had lost $500 worth of coral. To be honest, I didn't even want to record anything, and now I got over it. So I probably am going to do a real official video, and we're going to talk a lot about a lot of things of actually what's going on with this aquarium and just the reef hobby itself. Alright guys, so let's do a quick jump in, and let's start with the easiest to record are the corals. So these are my survival corals, as you guys can see. I have a hairy mushroom. Next to the hairy mushroom, I have a kryptonite mushroom there. Here on this little container my wife won, we actually have a sun-kissed mushroom. Now if we move over, we have a Deadpool, and in the back we have a sun-kissed. And just here a little bit more left, we have a bunch of psoas. All these are softies that survived. And here I have some type of chalice that one of my bros gave me. And last coral of this tank is this coral, which I do not know the name of it. And if you guys do, please let me know. Now for fish, I got my dream fish. As I got my dream tank, how to get my dream fish. These are some mocha storms. And I added 2 more fish, which is the yellow tail goby, and we have this purple royal dottyback. Anyhow guys, 2 minutes are up. I'm sorry. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, thank you guys for watching, and I'm out.
And you can still
wait. If I can still record, I apologize.